All right, Leviticus 25, let's call this one the land. And we really could subtitle it going a couple of different ways, one of which is eminent domain. And eminent domain is a modern concept that, for example, says, okay, we're living here in the United States. If we are fortunate enough to become homeowners, we are still not the ultimate owners of the land on which our home is built or developed. Why? Because the United States has the ultimate right of ownership and use of the land. And if they have a superior interest, such as a national security interest, they can give you the fair market value for your home and retake the land for a superior national interest. And so understanding that helps us understand what God is trying to get across to the people of Israel as he is helping to get them ready to enter the land of Canaan, understanding the hiccup that's going to happen in which one generation is going to be walked off in the wilderness. 40 years, he's still giving them the laws that are still going to be good when they finally get there. And this particular chapter is helping them to understand, not to get the big head about the land that they're going into. And so it also goes back to another concept that really struck me emotionally. We said we could subtitle it a different way. We could subtitle it Jubilee, because this is also talking about the year of Jubilee. And emotionally it struck me because I'm the descendant of slaves. And the year of Jubilee was that period of time when not everybody, but a good number of people who had found themselves on hard times and ended up in servitude or slavery would be set free. And so that just spoke to me. I couldn't ignore where this passage emotionally hit me before I began to try to intellectually reason through what it was saying. Why? Because there are times in life, even today, where we don't necessarily deal with slavery in the way we saw it in biblical times or even in America's history, where we're going to have to learn to live vicariously through the success of others. And so the first thing that hit me was I was getting happy just reading about these people who have long since passed on, but had an opportunity to reach a level of freedom that not everybody got to see. See, the year of Jubilee rolled around every 49 or 50 years. And so depending upon when you were taken into servitude, you might be in it for a while before you had hope of freedom. And so it all depended upon when you fell on hard times, if this passage affected you. And so understanding that, you understand how it's never a guarantee when your year of opportunity, your time of opportunity is going to roll around. Sometimes maturity, as we say here from time to time, is learning how to appreciate the success of others. And that's one of the advantages of the Bible saying that we are built together in a body of believers. And even in a body where you got brothers and sisters, you don't always get along, but you will find in many ways, I think I'll just speak for myself, hopefully you will find something that I found, and that is my difficult times are a lot better when I learn to be happy for other people when they're doing well, because I'm not always going to be on a win streak. Sometimes I'm going to be taking a series of L after L after L, and I found that I don't have to be stuck down in the dumps as long if I can, from my position of weakness or just being fatigued or tired or just not doing well, can learn to really be happy for my brothers and sisters who are doing well. And so that's what the year of Jubilee said to me as we were going through. It reminded me, one, not only of the history of people who found freedom, but even today we can find freedom in our dark days by learning to be happy for people who have, one, either found their freedom or just are flat out doing well. But even if we are in a position where we never have had to be in a position of servitude or slavery, this is what God is reminding those Israelites who had never had to be in servitude, or at least in servitude within Israel, to remember. In verse 33, it'll say, "The land shall not be sold in perpetuity, for the land is mine, for you are strangers and sojourners with me." And that is that eminent domain concept. God is reminding him that he is the ultimate owner of the land. And so when we're looking at the first 7 verses of the chapter, what it's reminding them of is the land needs rest. And it's just cool to see God care about the land, and not just the land, but the people. And so ultimately, it's almost like they're in a homeowners association where in a condominium, you got to understand that there are other rules you have to abide by to live at peace with the actual owners. And likewise, God is saying that in order to have peace with me, you're going to have to respect the land that I'm giving you authority over. And to the degree you've been given authority over people, you're going to have to respect the people over whom I've given you authority as well. But insofar as we're doing that, God's best to each and every one of us as we go forward in him.